What's going on, guys? This is Jack Wedgeo here today. So today I'm gonna bring it's been fairly highly recommended from people I know or just people on YouTube or even people I play against online and stuff. Just to put out just test hands and stuff. Basically how to combo off with this deck. Simple combos or basic story combos with this deck. And going anywhere from that to just cards you're given, because that's the deck. Sometimes you're just not given great hands, but I'll show you how to utilize the hands you get to the best potential outcome. I have been playing this deck since 2015, so since I got back into this game. So I do know the combos like the back of my hand. I can just look at any hand and automatically just know what I'm given and what I can put out and what I got to play around sometimes. I'm not currently playing this deck right now. I just kind of threw it back together for a quick video, but I am playing Virtual World because honestly, it's just all in all just a better deck. It's just this deck can't compete. You got to think it's got to go against everyone's just bombing hand traps right now, and call bys at 1, and call by can even get responded to by Ghost Spell, and you got to think every hand trap in the meta, Lancia, Ash, Ghost Spell, Droll, and Nibiru. Those 5 hand traps just kill this deck, every single one of them. So it's not really worth playing this deck right now, but you can still get lucky with this deck. It is high risk, high reward, and I'm just going to jump right into a quick overview of the deck, like a quick deck profile kind of thing. I'm not going to explain my ratios or anything, but I'm just going to show you some test hands and then kind of how to play around when you get something like Nibiru or something, like how you can extend through that, So yeah, we'll just get right into it. Okay, guys, so like I said, as promised, I will get right into the deck overview. So just so you understand how I'm facilitating the combos and what I can utilize, very simple understanding, but these are all straightforward. You gotta play 3 of everything here. 3 of this, and then again 3 Ragnarok. You gotta play 3 of all the standard ones if you want to maximize the consistency with this deck. You're also playing Desires and Allure, right? So your 1-ofs, straightforward for the combos. Level 2 tuner, and then we're gonna go with the hand traps. So Ciphering Gear Gamma is your way to stop problem hand traps, and it's good going second against a lot of decks. If you time this right against Drytron, Virtual World, it's hard to respond to Virtual World sometimes, especially if they open Kowloon, but a lot of decks this can actually really hurt, but especially Drytron, this can actually win you games if you hit it right. Simple understanding is Thuban or Alpha pitching, and it doesn't send the Ben 10, you respond, or sometimes even the Zeta, or even the Union Carrier. So, and then 2 Droll, I want to play this at 3, but unfortunately, to make this 40, this is the bare minimum. I have to play 2. I can't play this at 40 with 3 Droll, so because the Gamma package mainly, but 2 Droll is enough. You'll see it when you need it. Going to spells, this is your contracts. Draw power, triple Allure, triple Desires. We're not playing Upstart. Upstart simply because if you get drolled on an Upstart, you will lose. It's when people can play 3 Droll and you can play 1 Upstart, it's not worth it whatsoever. Triple War Arthau. So cool thing in this deck, I'll just describe this really quick. Cool thing in this deck is if you're going first and you have full combo, or you have enough to combo, what you can do is just go combo, drop War Arthau, and then you can add a Droll. Droll's searchable in this deck, so that's really good. That's why you should play Droll, and you need to play Droll now anyways. 1 for 1 to get your level 1s out. So for my extra deck, I'm going to go into the fusions. So you're playing the 2 Genghis, Big Genghis, Ragnarok. This card's... Yeah, I'm not going to describe too much. I'm just trying to show you what I'm playing, just so for the combos. Level 9, Shen, level 10, Satellite, and then the Formula. And then your level 7 is your Alexander, Siegfried, Savage, Crystal Wing. Those are your level 8s. You gotta play these 3 level 8s. Standard links for this deck. You need to play all these, and then your XEs. Pretty standard extra deck. It's the best in my opinion. It's the best way to play it. personal opinion. You can play however you want, but yeah, just wanted to give you a breakdown of how this is gonna go. So it's gonna shuffle the deck, and I'm just gonna do some test hands, and I'm gonna show you how to utilize, because we're probably, you know, like not every hand's gonna be ideal. I might brick because the cards still might be in very orderly fashion. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I hope I don't ruin these sleeves. They're kind of old sleeves. Probably gonna break them while I shuffle, honestly. But yeah. Let's sorry, just making sure I'm filming. All right, okay. Okay. So I'm gonna shuffle, do a decent shuffle, just so you know, orderly fashion kind of thing. Don't want to draw into multiple copies. If I do, I'm just gonna reshuffle. Okay, so let's see. First 5 cards, we're gonna high roll. I go first, of course. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is full combo. You're actually probably gonna be able to search out your draw and lock birds. So I'll show you how to combo with this. So ideally you want to hit your Kepler first. So we're gonna go straight into it, 1 for 1. Pitch the Copernicus. Gonna go for our Kepler here. So Kepler is your first body on board. Kepler searches, assuming that goes through. You have your dark contract with a gate. Gate searches your other piece. You now have your full combo because you need all of these in hand. So just put gate here so I can show you my hand better. So here's Swirl Slime. You have this engraved, but you want to trigger. So I'll show you. So you want these 3 in your hand. You want Fusion Fire to get your Genghis. Then you need a card to special summon so you can trigger your Genghis. So then you get 4 bodies on board. So your initial goal here is to get 4 bodies on board, having your Fusion, your Synchro, your Tuner, and just another body to link off. Then you want your Graveyard Fusion. That's how you get to your full combo. So I'm gonna go these 2. Just use both of those. Go into your Genghis here. Banish the Swirl Slime. You special summon your Lamia, Genghis, triggers. So we're just gonna summon Copernicus here. So Copernicus is just gonna send really anything. You already have your Necro, so that's facilitating full combo. What we can do here is, ideally, I'm gonna send a Ragnarok here, just because I haven't used Desires or anything, and I know I have enough cards in my graveyard, in my deck to utilize. So Ragnarok can be a graveyard extension to get more bodies on board. So we're just going to throw them in there just in case, especially for the follow-up on next turn. So I'm just thinking, you know, for follow-up, and I just explained it, but yeah. So Synchro 7. This is where you use those 2 for Synchro 7 here. You're going to go Alexander. Place Alexander anywhere. We can put him here. And these 2 bodies here, I usually just, it doesn't really matter where you put them, but I usually just go like Lamia here, Genghis here, and then these 2 bodies out here somewhere. So I'll link both of these off, and that's going to go into your cross sheet. So you got your cross sheet out here. You're going to go ahead and use Necro Slime. So Necro Slime always typically just uses your Genghis unless you have an extra DDD engraved, but I want to keep Ragnarok engraved. So you honestly always use Necro with a Genghis because you got to use Big Fusion. So you summon Big Fusion, Big Genghis. So Genghis here triggers Alexander. You're not triggering cross sheet, you're triggering Alexander. Special summon the Lamia. So now what you do here is you go right into your Crystalline. No one's main deck in Lightning Storm, so let's just put this in attack. Your bigger threat is go for someone like Drytron to go into Zeus and then swing at you. It's really hard to respond when Drytron can get out their Suchu no whatever the bird card, and then it's unaffected and can't be destroyed by battle or card effects or whatnot, right? And then they just go into Zeus and clear your board. That's hard to respond to sometimes. So keep all your cards in attack in this format. So here's your Crystal Wing. Anyways, when Crystal Wing summons, Cross Sheep triggers both the effects to gain attack boost and special summon a level 4 or lower. You summon your Lamia here, and the Lamia summon triggers the Genghis. I get questioned on this like so much when I play this online, but just because it's confusion of like no one really knows what Cross Sheep actually does, and then Genghis also can cause disrupt confusion with this being summoned and whatnot, like what triggers what. So you summon your Alexander here. You can summon Ragnarok to get another body on board, but I'll just leave it in the graveyard. It's mainly for a backup follow-up play. So right now, since we have Where Art Thou, I guess we might as well just go Where Art Thou, and we're going to search the Droll. So you search Droll and Lockbird here. This is probably the best hand you can get, but there is a lot of ways to just get a hand like this with Where Art Thou, especially basically full combo Where Art Thou will get you this. So what you're going to do is you're going to go Synchro 8 here with the Alexander and the Lamia. And you are going to go into Warlord Savage, equipping the, let's just put Gate here. So drills in your hand. Oh god, sorry, I took a step forward. Sorry. Lamia's here and your Alexander's here. So what you do here, sorry, I was explaining Droll and just kind of going one step further. So, sorry. Here, so Genghis summoned this. So we're all clear now. So link these two off into your Hulk. Hulk specials another Lamia from deck. Special your Lamia, doesn't matter where it goes. Now you do this, you Synchro 8 into your Savage Dragon. Savage Dragon special summons, Savage Dragon equips. So now you already got 2 negates on board. That's honestly well enough because you have your Hands combo. So now you're going to use Lamia. Your only card to send here is Gate, so you're going to send the Gate. Specials Lamia. Here you can either go into a Shen Shen, or you can go, because this is a level 9 synchro, or you'll just go into your sorry, what's his name? Usually I'll just go into Shen Shen if I banish my cards off Desires. But here we're just going to go into the link. So this Lamia is banished. Summon your Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh triggers. So you summon your Gilgamesh here after you've done all this. You're putting the Apocalypse in scale, and you're putting the Ragnarok in scale. So now what you do is you trigger Apocalypse effect. You wanna, so here I guess we're just gonna get rid of the Ragnarok because you want to keep as many synchros as you can engraved for the fodder for your Satellite Warrior. You're gonna banish the Ragnarok and the Genghis. So unfortunately we're not gonna be able to keep the Ragnarok for follow-up plays, but that's okay. And then Ragnarok is gonna trigger off of the Summon of Apocalypse. Just summon Lamia. Keep in mind once you summon this, you're locked into Fiends. So what you do here is you just Synchro 8 into Siegfried. So yeah, keep everything in attack because of Drytron. Just keep it like this. On your opponent's turn, you have a Droll, which is a really insane card right now. That's and 3 negates. This revives anything from the extra deck or graveyard, and then this will trigger when it summons something. And then if you summon something like a Genghis, it'll trigger to special summon from graveyard, and you'll special a bunch of bodies, right? But Hulk on your turn, or on your opponent's turn, sorry, specials is Formula. Formula draws 1, and then you can just use, and typically you're going to use a Siegfried here, and Synchro 10. Satellite has three pops. Generally the way you want, ideally how you want to go. I'll just go into another combo here. So okay guys, so test hand number 2. If I have a full combo again, if it's a bit different, I'll show you. I'll just quickly go through full combo and explain how, if it might be a bit confusing to some people, I'll just kind of go through it again if it's full combo, just to show you different ways to get it. But like I said, generally you want to generate those 4 bodies on board, have your Graveyard Fusion, and have your Lamia, and you should be good to go. That's the general goal of this deck. You want 4 bodies on board, Lamia, Genghis, and then you want your Necro in graveyard, but you want 2 bodies on board here, or just at least have the Swamp King, because that also can, as long as these 2 aren't pendulums, Swamp King, there'll be a card engraved, so Swamp King can use as like the Necro Slime kind of thing. So yeah, I'll just show you guys another test hand, and then I'll do like probably 2 more of these, and then I'll show you like what to do if you get Nibiru and stuff. Cover's a good draw. Yep, that's bad. That's good. That's okay. So this isn't full combo, but you have a Droll in hand, which can really help. The Gamma is absolutely dead unless it's a good follow-up for your next turn. You don't have a Graveyard Fusion, but I'll show you the best way to combo off with this hand. So it's your hand here. We're going to go Kepler, effect a search. You're going to grab your Gate. Gate here is the best option because of the sole reason that it's just once per turn search. Once you get this on board, you can kind of help with your follow-up and stuff. So Gate here, you have no access to a fusion summon, so what you're going to do is just go grab your Swirl Slime. So we're going to use the Swirl Slime. I think I'm going to throw, so what we can do is either just put Ragnarok in the grave, or we can put Ragnarok in scale. It really doesn't matter too much. I think what we're just going to do here is just go Swirl Slime effect to Fusion Summon. This will summon your Genghis. You're going to use your Swirl Slime effect to special summon the Lamia. Genghis triggers, just special the Ragnarok. So here you have your 4 bodies, and these are in your hand, but you don't have access to your, you don't have any graveyard fusion. So this is where you kind of have to utilize your resources a bit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go, so Ragnarok is here. Let's see, what's the best general thing we can do here? So, we'll use these two. We'll use your level 1 in the Lamia. And we'll go right. We're just going to jump right into a Halqifibrax. Halqifibrax special summons from deck. Special summon the Lamia. Now here you're going to go into a level 7 here. Alexander. Now what you might want to have to do is you just want to get rid of your gate using Lamia. Bit of a sacrifice, but you kind of have to do it here. Special summon. Alexander will trigger here. This is a level 8, so there's a good reason for this to be on board. We're going to summon another Lamia here. So you have 2 Lamias on board. This won't get banished, so to banish pile and the Alexander. And you will probably just want to summon a Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing's a really good card for right now for this format. And we are going to go ahead and use these 2 and special summon a Shen. It doesn't really matter where you put Shen, but Shen is a super powerful card right now. I recommend you should put this out here. You do have the option of going into the DDD link. So here I decided to go to Shen, but if we don't want to do that, we can do this. So I use this. Yep, so we'll put this back out. So preferably, like I said, I'd rather go into the Shen, but if you don't want to do that, you can go like this. Use these 2, and you put the DD link. This is also a pretty good play because you're, I'll explain to you why in a second, but you still have your cards index, so you're going to put Apocalypse here. Ragnarok hasn't used a scale effect. You're going to use Apocalypse, banishing your other 2. These 2. Special summon Apocalypse, Ragnarok effect to special the Lamia. And you're just going to go for your Crystal Wing, or sorry, your Siegfried here. So again, keep everything at attack. So this is still really good because you can still go Halq, and Halq will give you still gives you a draw regardless of what board you put out. But Halq, this gives you 2 pops instead of 1. If you had Shen, since everything gets banished, you'll still have this in graveyard, so you still have 1 pop if you decide to go for the Satellite Warrior with a Crystal Wing. But mainly you're just trying to dig for the draw, and Shen's a better card to have out, I feel, because of the meta. So yeah, we'll do another test hand here. Okay guys, so doing the 3rd test hand is a general test hand. The next one I'll do is I'll place a Nibiru token over there, and then kind of like just do a random test hand and show you how you guys can play through Nibiru. I'll try to put like the best hand I can. I might just put out like a random hand that has good cards to follow up through Nibiru and show you how the deck plays properly through Nibiru. But here I'm just going to do one more test hand. Again, this is just an idea to give you the best, how I look at it is any hand I get. So Copernicus, Driver, Swirl Slime, and a Were-Arf Thou. So this isn't a very good hand. We're going to have to do a bit of thinking here. This is actually a pretty terrible hand. You don't really have anything you can send off of the Copernicus, or sorry, to get the trigger the Were-Arf Thou, because yeah, it might be a bit of a struggle here. We'll see what we can do. So typically I'm just going to go Swirl Slime, Fusion Summon with the Apocalypse. You're going to summon your Genghis here. Again, like I said, there's not really too much you can do. So we are going to go ahead and use Swirl Slime effect. We're just going to special the Copernicus. And then you're going to use your Genghis effect to special out the So chain link 1, chain link 2. Let's just say, I don't know, let's just do this right now. Special this, special this. Now let's see what we can do here. So we've got 2 pendulums here. We can't use Lammy to send either of them to the grave. We have a Genghis, which we don't really want to send to the grave right now. But we honestly might have to, because that's our only option. This is all we have in our hand. We have no access to a level 1. So what we can do here is, I'm just going to give like the best possible outcome here. So we have a normal summon. So this is what we can do. Genghis, Apocalypse. Let's do this. So we're just gonna put this in grave. Copernicus goes here. We're gonna put a Gilgamesh here, but we're not gonna use Gilgamesh effect. We need something to send off of the Lammy here. So Lammy is going to send the Gilgamesh, special itself out, and now you can trigger Wear Off Thou to search a Kepler. I'm gonna put Kepler out here. Kepler searches, that's your first normal summon. Here you probably want to search a gate. Gate, of course you want the gate. You really want to just try to get the gate as much as you can, because this helps you recur the deck with the deck and do like for future reference, so you can keep going, right? Like you don't really have the best recursion in this deck, so you really want access to this card. So we've already used Lammy effect, keep in mind. So what we might want to do here is search out the Ragnarok to help us keep going. This will be an extender, right, for anything we really do. So we're going to go ahead here and go pop the Ragnarok in scale. Lammy will get banished, and we're going to link with these 2. Oh, sorry, this hits extra deck. And Hugger Firebrax will summon here. So we're going to go ahead and go Hugger Firebrax, special summon from deck. Specials the Lamia. We'll think on Ragnarok here. We don't need to use Ragnarok just yet. We're not going to use Ragnarok here. So we'll use these 2 for a summon of Siegfried. We'll put a Siegfried out. This triggers Ragnarok to special something. I guess we'll special summon. Our best option is probably to Gilgamesh, because if Gilgamesh gets destroyed, at least we can special something. Like, you're probably not going to special any of those, but you can special any of your... You can even special summon this guy. Like, there's a lot of options you can do, and Ragnarok's also in your scale, so it helps if with destruction. At least you still have a negate and 2 pops. You don't have any synchros in your grave, so... And a Lamia and a search for next turn. Driver's a brick, so you can't really do anything about that, but... Same would probably be a lot better if this was a piece. This would be a lot better, but... That is, I just gave you like a good example of like what looks to be a dead hand can still end off like this. This, like I said, this isn't the worst hand. You still have recursion for next turn. That is a big thing with this deck, is that you want to plan for the next turn ahead, and you don't want to lose to not having enough pieces, right? So you just got to really think of what's ahead in this deck generally, and your best possible outcome you can play safely, right? So yeah, so now I'm just going to show you a combo through Nibiru. Okay guys, so I'm going to do a random hand. Here we're going to play, so a lot of the times, not always, but sometimes the opponent knows when to properly Nibiru this deck is when they do on resolution of the Lamia being summoned off of the Alexander before you go into Crystal Wing. So generally we're not going to play around Nibiru in this combo, we're just going to play and then see what we can do if we get Nibiru'd here, because you're not going to try to play around Nibiru generally. Generally speaking, like I said, this is a high risk, high reward. You typically want to go for your end board as much as you possibly can, because it's almost impossible, unless you get rulered, it's almost impossible to out that board. So if you play it properly, so we're just going to go ahead and see what this hand is going to be. I'll take an examine of it, see if it's... We're not going to, like I said, we're not going to play around Nibiru, but I'm just going to see if this hand is actually going to be good enough to showcase you what you can actually do around Nibiru. So Ragnarok is actually a key part of the combo. Gate, Necro Slime, Allure, and a Wear Off Thou. So this actually should be, depending on what we draw off Allure here, we're just going to see how this goes. So Gate can search, Wear Off Thou can search. So we want to keep Ragnarok in our hand. So what we're going to do is go, going to activate Gate. Let's just say we don't use Gate yet, we just go Allure. We need that in our hand, and we need the Desire. So... what do I want to get rid of here is a question. I'm going to get rid of the Ragnarok, And so what I'm going to do here now is search with gate. I'm going to search the Ragnarok. So let's say I want the Ragnarok in hand because where if thou, all I have to do is summon the Necro Slime, and that can grab me a Lamia. So I'm going to normal summon the Necro Slime. I want to access my pieces here, so I'm going to go where if thou. I'm going to search my Lamia. Now all I need is another DDD, so this is our hand. We're going to burn 2k at end phase, but whatever. So this is our hand currently. We're going to drop the desire, so let's just shuffle. And we're going to half cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that was 10 cards. What do we banish? Those are pretty good banishes, so we'll put those here. So this is graveyard. This hasn't resolved yet, but we'll put this here to show our hand. Just put gate there. 1, so that's plenty. 2. So here we go. So this is a really good hand. Just gonna play through combo. So we just go this using this. Summon your Genghis. Swirl Slime effect, a special summon. Like I said, I just like to keep the tuner and the Genghis here. This triggers Genghis. Specials the Kepler. I'll use Kepler effect because so typically we'll just look for the oh, we banished it. So let's just say we didn't banish it. I hate when I banish the one of contract. Let's just say we banish another gate and we didn't banish the Swamp King. Let's just say that, right? Like, cause who cares? So we're gonna go Synchro 7. Alexander, like I said, standard combo. Your 2 extra bodies are being linked off. Now you have your graveyard fusion. So you're gonna put out your Cross Sheep here. Necro Slime effective fusion summon. Always use the typically I always just use the Genghis to fusion summon. High King Genghis to this pointer, as always. Cross Sheep effect triggers, especially summon the Lamia. Here we're thinking, okay, cool, I'm going to summon my Crystal Wing. All of a sudden, boom, this guy drops Nibiru. Nibiru kills this deck, right? This is our current hand, so, okay, shoot, Nibiru. Well, like, this obviously screws us up pretty well, so everything goes to the grave. Nibiru, this deck is known to die to Nibiru. It's not always the case, though, and I'll show you why. So, here, we're just going to scale our Ragnarok. And let's see, so we have Swamp King in our hand, we have 1-for-1 in our hand. This is our grave. This is pretty good. So we have our Nibiru token. So he Nibiru'd us, we get the Nibiru token. He's probably going to put it in defense because it's a huge attack, realistically. So we have our Nibiru tokens. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get rid of the gate here with Lamia effect. Lamia. So now we're going to go Ragnarok effect. We've used all our DD's effects, or we haven't used Big Genghis effect yet. So we're going to summon Genghis out. He has not used his effect yet, so that's what's key with having this. Because once you summon this and you get this out, you're going to be able to keep extending your plays. So you summon this, this gets banished, you get rid of your token, and you summon the Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber effect, special summon. Hoping that doesn't get negated. Special summons your Lamia here. On summon of Lamia, you're going to use Genghis, because obviously Genghis has not used his effect yet, which is really good. You're summoning your Alexander here. So now what you're going to do is... your realistic best option here is can't really use any more effects. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna Synchro 9 here. Or sorry, Synchro 8 here. You do have a Cross Sheep, so let's just go for Synchro Dragon is really good, but Savage Dragon's also really good. I don't know how good it is right now, no one's really playing it, but we'll put a Savage Dragon so it's an Omni Negate. Now here we can go like this, Swamp King and Fusion Summon. We're gonna have to think of what we want to summon here, because typically I kind of want to go for the Gilgamesh here. But not typically sure if it's worth it. We can fusion summon here, or we can keep a Savage Dragon here. We can't use a Lamia anymore, which is a bit unfortunate, but we might have to just go for another fusion summon. And it really depends what we banish here. So let's see what we banish, hover over. So we do have access to the Gilgamesh, but Gilgamesh won't be able to use effect as a Ragnarok. So this is making it a bit tricky for us. I'd say honestly maybe just end on this. Keep the Savage Dragon out and then Hawk on your opponent's turn. Take the formula out. So I guess typically if you're not going to use the Swamp King, because I was thinking I had an extra material to get rid of here, but I guess typically just get rid of the Swamp King because you don't need it, and you put your gate out so you have a search for next turn, and then yeah, so that's basically the best you can end on with if you get Nibiru'd. You can't really do too much else. It really depends on what your hand's looking like, if you can further extend, but this is typically probably the best you're going to get. You're still going to get an Omni Negate, and then you're still going to have 3 pops with your Satellite Warrior, right? Because once these 2 go, you have no more Omni Negates, but you have 3 pops and a 5500 beater, and then you have a follow for next turn. So yeah, don't get rid of your gate, honestly, just get rid of the extra contracts. That was a mistake on my behalf, because I was thinking I was going to go extend a bit further, but typically in a tournament, I'd probably just keep it safe doing that and just keep the gate out. So yeah, that is how you play around Nibiru. I'm just going to end the combo video there, the test hand video. I hope you guys liked it. Like I said, this is like highly recommended for me to do, just how I can play through. So I'm always told like, oh, like how do you like play through like Nibiru and like hand traps? Well, really, it just depends on like what routes you go, like decide to go. Really, in my mind, I can just see the combos you generally. It's not always easy to see, but generally I can just look at a hand and know where it's gonna go, or like if I get interrupted where, or how to bait out stuff, right? So typically you always want to aim to get your full combo. Don't try to play around anything unless you know it's there. Just aim to go for full combo, because that it's high risk, high reward. So yeah, I hope you guys like the video. Like I said, I'm not playing this deck right now because every hand trap, there's so many hand traps being played, and every hand trap destroys this deck. So in like a literal sense, like it actually destroys it. So yeah, like I said, I hope you guys liked it. Like and comment, I guess. See you later.